In today's video, I am going to be checking out Kyrie Irving and how you can dominate just like him in your next basketball game. Try these tips in your next game and you will probably score a ton. So let's get down and let's check out Kyrie Irving. Really quickly, if you want me to help you shoot the basketball better, make sure to go check out the custom basketball shooting breakdown that I will do for you down in the description below. Okay, so here's Kyrie Irving at the top right of your screen. What he does right here is really good. First off, he's using his feet. He's using his pivots to try and create space. And just by pivoting into that man, he's created a gap between himself and that defender. He's also created a top foot, and he's also looking ahead to see where the defense is. There's a very strong gap defender on this side. There's a top foot here. There's a man right here with his back to the play, and he's got two guys here who are not necessarily in position to be able to guard him if he drives to the right side. So he essentially has this entire right side open for him to drive to the basket. So, by scanning the entire court with your eyes and understanding where the defense is, you are going to be able to create better decisions for yourself. At this time, he attacks that defender as hard as he can. He gets his shoulders lower than his defender so that he has leverage into his man. And then he attacks with very few dribbles. He gets to his third dribble. That's when he pushes off and does a quick sidestep. And I don't mean push off as in pushing the actual player. He uses his shoulder inside of his player's cylinder to be able to create space. It's called creating contact first as the offensive player. If the defensive player creates contact with you first, you lose. You're not going to score. But if you create the contact first into your man, you are now at the advantage. This creates enough space for Kyrie Irving to pull off a shot, and nobody was really contesting it. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, if you are playing on a lower level team and you are the man, this play that Kyrie Irving does, you'll get a couple of players who say that you are a ball hog. However, if you are on a high level team, let's say an elite team, and you are the guy on that team, you're expected to do stuff like this. Before the defense sets up and before your offense sets up, nobody is really set up as of yet, Kyrie Irving notices that there is his main defender who is not in position to guard him as of yet. Nobody is covering gaps. Nobody is covering help. Nobody is covering anything on defense. So at this time, he's sprinting down court. He gets his shoulders low. His guy is not in position to be able to guard him, so he needs to take his man right to the rim. That's exactly what he does. At this time, his man cuts him off to try and get in front to at least cut off his path to the basket, because as a defender, we just want to make things difficult without getting a foul. And that's exactly what was able to happen, but Kyrie Irving is very good at slowing down on his last two steps, which allowed the space. By being able to change your speed on your last two steps to the basket, you're going to be able to create a gap between yourself and the defender who's guarding you, and you're going to be able to get off some floaters as he did essentially right there. But he was covered really good. There was a really good defender in Rudy Gobert down there as well, so the kick-out pass was the best decision. However, that leads to my next point, and that is if you are a very quick, very elite player, get that ball into the paint as early as you can in the offense. If you can do that, whether it's against a zone or a man, if you can get that ball into the paint, you are going to be collapsing a lot of defenders in on you, which means that there's a lot of options out on the perimeter for you to pass to so that you don't get called a ball hog. But that doesn't happen, does it? Now, this is going to give you 2 points that you can use in your next game, all from one clip. And that is on this first clip, this first part of the clip, his defender fights over top of that screen. Anytime your man goes over top of the screen, even though he may be cheating near that screen, what you need to do is to attack the rim as early as you can, because he's not going to be balanced for one. And number two, if he's following you over the screen, he's generally usually going to be behind you, which means that by attacking the basket, you're going to be at the advantage until the defense collapses in on you, in which case you could kick it out. That is always an option every time you drive, and you should always drive with your head up. But this leads to my next point, and that is look at how high Kyrie Irving finishes on the backboard. Now, yes, but not everyone is going to be able to finish like Kyrie Irving does on the backboard, being able to use the entire size of the backboard. He's special. But If you can learn how to use the backboard like Kyrie, or even if you get close, hitting the top corner, guess what? Who's going to block that shot? Who's going to pin that shot? Nobody. Nobody is going to be able to block that shot or pin that shot if it hits the top of the backboard. And especially here, it goes in, which is crazy. Right at the buzzer, it was great. But by using the whole entire backboard, that is a massive secret and tip that everyone needs to be able to do. Now, look at Kyrie Irving in this last clip that I'm going to show you. And that is when he gets that ball, he takes that quick look and then he attacks his man. Why is he attacking his defender here? Well, he's got a massive advantage. While the defender has the advantage on height, Kyrie Irving has the advantage on height and speed as well. And what I mean by that is, even though this guy is much taller than Kyrie Irving can get lower. He's also quicker. Lower means that you can have more leverage pushing back on that taller player, which will allow him to get to that rim and get preferred spacing, which is getting his shoulder in front of that defensive player. And because he was able to do that, he was able to finish at the rim with a nice little floater. Always use your advantages. Even though somebody may seem much taller than you, guess what? You may have the advantage. You just have to figure out what the advantage is. And that leads me to my next point, and that is, no matter who you are, you could be a very short player playing up 2 or 3 years in a much older team. You just need to figure out what your advantage is. And as soon as you do that, you're going to be killing everybody in that league. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure to go check out my shooting workout that's down below. But also, I can check out your basketball shooting form. The custom check that is also down there as well. And I'll see you guys again in my next video.